Geopolitical structure of East Asia explained in, I don't know, it's probably going to be like over 2 minutes. First off, China, the big guy, you've all heard of him. This is what China looks like to most people in the international community. And these are all the disputed areas that China claims for themselves. A bunch of places in the Himalayas between them and India and Bhutan, the largest ones being Aksai Chin that China administers, and Arunachal Pradesh, which India administers, also the 9-dash line in the South China Sea. And they also claim all of Taiwan. It's a very complicated situation. I'm not going to get too much into it because it takes too long, but basically all the people that followed the political ideologies of Chiang Kai-shek went to Taiwan, and all the ones that followed Mao went to China, the mainland. Each side believes that they should be the rightful rulers of everything. Also, China has a complicated one country, two systems thing going on with Hong Kong and Macau, which were returned back to China back in 1997 and 1999 respectively from the UK and Portugal. Hong Kong and Macau are allowed to operate somewhat kind of independently with things like having their own passports and currency and political systems, but they still kind of fall under the overarching sovereignty of China. It's complicated. Next up, Japan. Everybody knows this guy, made up of 4 main big islands: Hokkaido, Honshu, Kyushu, what was the last one? Shikoku. Nobody talks about Shikoku. Also the Ryukyu island chain, which has Okinawa. You've all heard of that one. And they have a dispute with Russia up in the Kuril Islands. It's so close that you can actually see it on a clear day. Next, the 2 Koreas. They were one country at one point, but then they split up after the Korean War. Long story short, the North was more influenced by Russia and took on their own rebranded version of communism called Chuche, whereas the South took on more Western/American capitalist ideals, and they split up because of political ideology. Just like the China-Taiwan thing, both sides don't recognize each other officially, and both sides believe that they should be the rightful controller of the entire peninsula. But other than that, South Korea is the only one that has another dispute with another country over the, I guess it's called the Liancourt Rocks in English colloquial terms. That's a stupid name. Koreans call it Dokdo, Japanese people call it Takashima, but right now it's administered by South Koreans. They have a patrol station. You guys know I'm half Korean. You know where my biases are gonna lie, but let's move on. And finally, Mongolia. Mongolia has always been kind of sitting pretty, enjoying their wide, vast domain, mostly because they have always been seen as like a buffer state between Russia and China, so neither side really wanted to encroach upon the Mongolians. But in a way though, they kind of already did, because both China and Russia already have Mongolic peoples within their domain, like the Inner Mongolia region of China. But still, the area of what is considered the core of the Greater Mongolia region is still left untouched between both.